So today's session for build up your client base is on Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business or GMB. If you ever hear people sort of changing between the two, that's pretty common. So Google Maps listing. Okay. So what we are covering today is what it is and why it's so important, how to rank highly. Yeah, we obviously want to get there to the top. Using AI to remove the guesswork. AI is our friend when it comes to all digital techie sort of stuff. Don't make it do the work for you, not the other way around. And review collection process, really, really important. So I just have to give a quick little disclaimer. The following information is based on tried and tested strategies. I really mean it. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses in the academy have done that. We have optimized. I know what works based on so many tried and tested businesses, our own business, all this sort of stuff. However, I just have to give the disclaimer. Any changes you make to your listing are undertaken at your own risk. I cannot help if anyone gets banned or shut down for a little bit. It most likely will not happen. Got to give the disclaimer, okay? Also, it's just quick to say, I do not know the algorithm. No one knows the algorithm except for, secret people at Google, whatever. But regardless, guys, we've seen this tested not even hundreds of times, actually thousands of times. And so this is the information that I'm going to give to you. So first of all, what is Google Business Profile or GMB and why is it valuable? This is kind of like your online shopfront on Google. So I've just done a screenshot. Most people know what they look like. So it's like your Google Maps listing, okay? It helps people in your area find and choose your business. Now, this is really, really different depending on how big your business is, how successful your profile is, for example, how many reviews, all the things we're going to go into today. But if you can get this right, you can guess between 1 and 10 phone calls per week, right? Which, again, it depends what trade, all that sort of stuff, 20 to 100K or more per year in work if you're able to lock them in, okay? So it is really, really important. Even getting one extra phone call every 2 weeks when you're starting off, that could potentially lead to, it could be $10,000 worth of work. Okay, so it is really, really important, but it does require your attention. I'm going to give you some tips on what to do. So it's so important because Google dominates. It's Google. You have to be here. If you're not here, or if you're here but your profile looks really average, you might as well not exist on the internet. It is Google, it dominates. We want you to have an absolutely amazing listing, okay? It's essential for local SEO, okay? For people finding you locally, which are obviously the most relevant people to you. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how to optimize, backlinks and do all this other sort of local SEO kind of stuff, which people pay, a lot of businesses pay a lot of money for. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to do a lot of it yourself. It drives your website traffic, of course, builds trust. I want you to remember this. This is like one of the biggest things. Consumers love authenticity, not ads. So most people, not everyone, most people know what is a paid ad at the top of Google. It says sponsored. People know that. And yes, a lot of people will click on it because it is at the top. A lot of people want to be able to trust things like the Google reviews. It's like, the Yelp effect over in the States. I don't know if anyone's seen the South Park episode back in the day, just probably show my age. It's hilarious, but that consumer trust is massive. It's really, really, really important. And Google is like one of the best ways to do that. People try to buy reviews and stuff. You can't fake it to the level that people seem to think. These people really do see a lot of trust in this, and so it's very, very valuable form of lead gen. Okay. And also people they want quick. If they can see that you're like a few kilometers away, they're like, cool, great. So local SEO is important. Okay. And then this is really important as well. It's one more touch point for potential customers to stalk your business, right? So it's like, oh, do I need a website? I don't really get that much organic traffic on my website. Do I need that? Yeah, having a website's great. It's one place to stalk your business. It's like some people, if they hear about someone like Jan gets some work done in their house and tells, her sister Mary, and Mary says, oh, okay, cool, I'll look them up. Mary, depending on her age, might go to Google, might go to Instagram, might go to Facebook, might go to, might look up your website. being able to be stalked in all these areas, even if it's for like coming from a referral and they're not actually searching and finding you on Google, it's just another version of a shop front for you to have online. Okay. So one more touch point for people to stalk. Really, really important to at least be set up in these places. Okay. Now, how to rank highly, 4 steps. So I'm going to go into detail of these little things. I've got checklists, all that stuff. However, I want everyone to remember, and you'll have these slides, by the way. I want everyone to remember it really is only 4 steps. For you to even systemize this and say, get your admins to do it if you are at the point where you have an admin in your team. These are the 4 things that they need to do. Really, it doesn't get much more complicated than that, okay? So first of all is to set it up properly to be optimized. And again, I'm going to go through those steps, and we've got checklists, and it's really just a matter of going through and setting it up and doing the things, right? Using keywords, all this sort of stuff. Again, I'll get to that. But that usually takes about 1 hour. Okay. It might take you a little bit longer. Sorry. If you're not the most confident, we'll say an hour and a half, but it's not too much time. All right. So fully optimized, and then you're done. Right. For the first step, I should say. The second thing is to continuously collect reviews. We want to do this all the time, okay? I'm going to give you a process to make that easier, get your team to do it. You can do it as well if you're still on the tools, but that continuous sort of review system is really what's important. This is, again, we don't know the algorithm, but it is estimated to be 40-ish% of your ranking. Right? So if you've got 5 reviews, you probably won't perform as well as someone who has 50 reviews. One of those things, right? And you want to always be ahead of the game in terms of competition. So we're going to go into the review sort of space, including if you maybe get a bad review, because it will happen at some point. The third step is continuously, I like this, I've sort of made this one up in terms of like what I call it, but it's continuously be active to trick the algorithm. Okay, so what I mean by that, and again, I'll go into a few more sort of things, but there are a few different things that you can do to make yourself active all the time on Google. And I mean like once to twice a week, because if Google sees that you are an active business, you will rank higher than someone who, say, does a update or a post or whatever, maybe once a year or never, because I'm telling you, most people don't do this. So if you can always be adding things, and by the way, I'm going to show you how to do it today. It takes like minutes. It's really, really quick. If you can do that 1 to 2 times a week, Google is like, oh, this is an active business. They are actively contributing. I'm going to match Alice searching in this suburb to that business because they're kind of close and they're active. So we want to trick the algorithm. And you can, the great thing about this is when I say trick the algorithm, I really mean it. It's not even about doing these like strategical, amazing, interesting posts. You kind of just have to do it because Google likes that. Okay, so it's not as fancy as something like Instagram where you want to make it look pretty and engaging and like capture people. People don't usually look too deeply into these. You're just trying to trick Google. So it's which is a good thing. It's easy. All right. So post an update 1 to 2 times a week. And I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to do it today. You're going to add a photo every week. And again, doesn't even have to be a pretty one. It's not like Instagram. And respond to all reviews ASAP. If you've got admin, they can do that. You do it. Yeah. If you do it quickly, Google likes that. It's like, oh, they responded within, a few hours, or they responded within 2 days. We like that rather than responding, within 3 months. Google likes it when you do it quickly. Okay, so that's just a little trick thing. Again, this is all in the list that I'm going to give you guys, and I'm going to show you how to do this, so it's very easy. And then the 4th step is to review it every 6 to 12 months. Can you optimize it further? So remember, the first step is to fully optimize it, take you about an hour, and then maybe once or twice a year, you just review that, see if it needs optimizing further. Probably you might need to spend 15 minutes on it or something like that. It's basically nothing if you set it up properly and if you do these steps, okay? So those are the things that we want to do. We're going to go into detail about how to do those things. And I've sort of said, keep coming back to these 4 steps, right? Like if you get your admin, if you currently have an admin or if you are going to grow to that, when you do grow to that, if even when Google changes its features, because little features do change, and I'm going to show you how to find that. Features change, and that's okay, but they're just small things. These 4 steps, if you can kind of always go back to them, just like, okay, optimize, review, post some updates, like trick the algorithm, and then let's check in once a year, you're fine, you're good. That's really all you need to do, okay? Now, I want to talk about using AI to remove guesswork. So AI is amazing because if you weren't confident with tech stuff before, you can just get AI to do the work for you and tell you how to do things, which is great. Okay. Especially with keeping up with things, if anyone's ever run some sort of like marketing ads, like digital ads, paid ads, 6 months ago, you were like, wait, that wasn't there before, and now it is. That sort of stuff is confusing and frustrating if you're not, say, working full time in this sort of space. But now AI can tell you how to do it, and it's usually pretty up to date. So some of the things I'd recommend. Listen, ChatGPT is amazing. You can use ChatGPT if you like. Personally, whenever it comes to Google stuff, I use Gemini. Take it or leave it. Gemini is Google's AI tool. So I figure, whatever, use that. They got the most up-to-date stuff. It's free if you got a Google account. But it's really good for if you're ever stuck, navigating tech. If you're like, I can't find where to click on this, how do I do it? You type your question in and it tells you how to do it. Recent updates. So yeah, once or twice a year. Like I said, you want to, that 4th step, you want to optimize it again and just see if there's anything like, hey, what's new has happened here? Do I need to change anything? Ask Google what the updates are and it will tell you. I'm going to chuck some of these in and demonstrate it, by the way. You can get it to generate optimization checklists. I'm going to provide you one for today, but you can get a way more in detail one if you just ask Google. Brainstorm content ideas. Remember that tricking the algorithm? We want to do some posts and updates so you can get Google to tell you, or AI, sorry, to tell you for some ideas and what to do. And things like keyword suggestions, for your niche, review and refine your business description, stuff like that. So, sometimes finding these keywords or SEO friendly words, you might be able to think of them pretty easily. It could be block drains, heat pump. It could be suburb names, things like that. But if you want to, if you're just a bit stuck and you want some ideas, literally you can chuck it into Google. It will show you what those keywords are. Okay. So actually, I'm going to just demo a few things using AI. I gotta change all my tech around. In 1 second, guys. All right, well, it's double me. There we go. Okay, so just a few examples of how to use AI. Hold on, wait, I've got too many screens. There we go. A few ways those examples that I've just said. So in terms of that review for once a year, I've pre-typed those out. I'm actually a really slow typer, which is hilarious because I've been in desk jobs forever. But what new features or changes have been announced for Google Business Profile in 2024 or early 2025? I do not have access to future information. I didn't ask for that, but sure. Key areas of change, potential new features, enhanced message features, cool, direct management. You can go through AI-driven content suggestions. Yep. Visual content. Yep, cool. You can go through and you can read these things and see if there are any new features. Okay. You might even say something like, are there any updates that I need to know about that will affect my business listing, right? You can put whatever you want in. You can do this. So if you want to say a checklist, I have, whoop. Wait a second. I'm copying and pasting because I'm not a very fast typer, but it's actually taking me longer to do that. Here we go. Give me 10 different ideas for engaging Google posts for let's go, farming business. Whoops. To share weekly updates. There we go. So I can ask it, give me some engaging post ideas. Here we go. Tip Tuesday. Perfect. There we go. You can literally copy and paste. Drip, drip, drip. That is the cheesiest hashtag ever. You know what? I don't care. Put it in there. or you can make your own. Meet the team Monday, service spotlight Saturday. You can put these in. Really, you can just copy and paste them. You can also ask it to focus on certain things, such as if you've got a specific, like if you're trying to push block drains at the time, if you're trying to push certain things, if you want keywords in there, you can ask it to sort of create some posts on that. Okay, you can give it word limits, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to show you how to do these updates today during implementation, so you know how to do it. But that's just one way. Like I said, when it comes to your Google updates and your Google posts, it doesn't actually have to be the most like trendy or cool looking stuff, because a lot of people don't actually read them. It's about tricking the algorithm and just being active every week or twice a week. Okay, so therefore you smash through it, right? Get your admin to do this if they can. Okay. You can ask it, how do I update my location setting? Okay, let's say we'll put that in. How can I update my location setting for Google Business Listing? Okay, sign into Google account, search for your business name on Google, your business profile should appear, navigate to the location tab, edit your address, boom, boom, boom. Okay, it will tell you how to do everything. I've even done this sometimes where I've asked it a question because I couldn't find something. I have said, how do I update, whatever, something in my profile? How do I update my keywords, in the about section, say? And it gave the instructions. But what I found was I was like, oh, those appear to be the way that Google Business Listing used to be set up. And I actually just typed that out. I was like, those instructions don't match my current format. The way my screen currently looks is small icons with edit profile, change this, see statistics, blah, 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 all of the different things. I just described it and I was like, now please explain the steps based on this. And then Google was like, oh, my mistake. This is where you click, you need to click that icon, and it was perfect. Okay, so remember with AI, I mean, I'm sure everyone's had the experience with AI. Sometimes you're like, that's not what I was asking, or that's not quite right. Ask again, dig deeper, describe exactly what your problem is or what's going on. I can pretty much guarantee that it will be able to show you exactly how to do it. Okay. All right, let me now change my screen back. 1 second, everyone. I'm going to smash through the rest of this presentation. So guys, really get AI to help you out, okay? Like I said, I'm going to provide, say, a long checklist for you to work through. So for that step 1, which is optimizing it, I've got one, work through it. You'll get really, really good results. However, like if you want way, way more detail, you can actually just say to Google, give me a full list how to optimize and set up my Google business listing for my tiling business based in blah, 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 like location. Give me a full list. I want to make sure everything's optimized. And it will give you a big long list and tell you all of the different things to say. Okay. Again, I'll give you that cheat sheet for now. Now let's talk about the review collection process. This is really important. Like I said, it is estimated 40-ish%. Yeah, maybe. We don't know the algorithm, but it is really, really critical for you to keep getting those reviews. Okay. If you look at a business and you see that they've got 100 reviews, yeah, and someone else has 1, who are you going to go for? We're going to go for the good one. Okay. So for people starting out with this, don't worry about you. Like you can build that up. It is always going to be a work in progress. All right. So again, the steps, and again, I will provide these slides for you. We want to walk through the job. Okay. Be friendly. Yep. Nice and positive. Highlight great work that you've done, and actually just say, hey, listen, we've finished, everything's looking great. Do you mind if I walk you through? I'll just, make sure that you're on the same page, and if you've got any questions, let me know, and you talk them through it, okay? You ask for a review in person. By the way, I should say I do have a script that I'm going to give you in the checklist as well. We've got a full script if you want some help with that. But you can also find your own flavor. That's cool too, right? But you ask for a review in person. Calm, welcoming language. That might be something like, hey, would you feel comfortable leaving us a Google review? It really helps our small business. Usually only takes 20 seconds. That's really not pushy. Slow down, nice and calm, and asking that permission sort of based sales technique, right? Like, hey, would you feel comfortable doing this? Or would you mind doing that? It would really help support us. Okay, nice and calm, and then you pause. have them scan a QR code. Okay. And again, in the script and everything, I've got a little cheap video how to do that. Yeah, you can create QR codes like that now. If ever anyone ever gets stuck, you reach out to me and I will literally help you create one because they are very easy. You save it on your phone, you print it out, you can laminate it, you do whatever you want. There are Google cards that you can get. Lots of people use them. I say get them. Why not? You can order them. However, the caveat, they get glitchy. I don't know why. I have actually tapped on one of those before with one of our members who came over here and pulled a rat out of my light fitting, which was hilarious. Went to give a Google review with those Google cards and it went glitchy. Like it's just my phone was being weird, who knows? But it's just something to keep in mind. It is still good to have a QR code, even if you do have one of those tappy cards, okay? Um, or even if you're not there yet, you're like, I don't know, I'll set up a QR code later this week, whatever. If needed, text them on the spot, like text them the link to your thing. You can get it on your phone. You can press share on your Google thing, on your Google listing, press share, text them the link. Be like, cool, I'll text it to you right now. Like have their number there ready, whatever. Text it. Great, did you get that? Awesome, thank you so much. If you actually get them to scan it, right? Scan it or text it there on the spot, you are more likely to get a review. Okay. If you still don't get a review, text them a follow-up that afternoon if it's appropriate. If it was the last job of the day, do it first thing in the morning. Okay. Get the commitment. It's all like, would you feel comfortable leaving us a review? They will probably say, yeah, yes, of course. Okay. And like anything in sales, it's all about the follow-up. Okay. All about the follow-up, right? So if you don't get one, great, send them a text. Text is always better than putting it in, say, your thank you email or with your invoice. You'll get one review in like, I don't even know, 150 emails that you send, maybe zero, right? It just doesn't work. Text is the next best thing, okay? Well, phone call's the next best thing, but I know that's hard on people's time, okay? If needed, send a text, all right? And we want to reply to reviews ASAP with keywords. Keywords I mean would be, if you can mention the suburb, that's really great because that's a keyword. Okay. So always a pleasure. Thanks so much, Mary. Always a pleasure coming out to Merryweather. Enjoy your new downlights. Great. I've used two. Do not do what Google calls keyword stuffing, where we use like put in, I don't know, downlights. I hope you enjoy your downlights. Your downlights are looking really great. Something else about downlights. If you do that, Google is not stupid and you will get downgraded and they don't like that. So just scatter them, just a little sprinkle of keywords, okay? And then note, bad reviews will happen. They will happen. Get over it. I know it's really easy to say. When my cafe got the first bad review, I'm really dramatic, but I cried, which is insane. Get over it. But they will happen, okay? They happen to everyone. It's frustrating. It's okay. Now, the best thing you can do is to call the customer, take an empathize with them if you can. Like, hey, listen, I really would love to see how we can fix this. I'm so sorry for any disappointment. We really pride ourselves on customer service. Let's talk about it. I'd really love to be able to fix the problem. So see if you can fix it. Sometimes it's better if you've got a bit of a Karen. Sometimes it's easier to just be like, great, would it be helpful if I knock X dollars off the invoice? Would that sort of make you feel a lot better? Da, da, da. I know that we don't like to discount, but sometimes it's worth the hassle, right? It's worth avoiding the hassle. And if you can get them to take down the review, that's best case scenario. If you can't, that will happen as well. Sometimes you'll have people like, I don't know, competitors being a bit nasty, whatever it is. Removal is difficult. You can appeal to Google. Again, put it into AI. How do I appeal to get a review taken down? Because it will show you how to do it. It's really hard to do. If it's a real person and they've actually been disappointed, best of luck. You probably can't get it taken down. Just as a FYI. So what do? We get more. You can get them removed sometimes if someone has been dodgy. That's how you'd get them removed, basically. Okay, if like a competitor or if there's like a bot or whatever, often like Google can sort of see that, but it is hard. In which case, move on, get more reviews. That's really the best way to do it. Okay. All right, we're nearly there in terms of me talking at you. A few sort of best practice guides from what we have seen and we really stand by. Guys, don't pay an agency to do this for you. There are lots of great digital marketing agencies. Get them to do your Facebook, or your Meta ads, your Google ads. If you don't feel comfortable there, great, awesome. There are some crap ones. There are some good ones. Genuinely, this is something that you can do yourself and save a lot of money. They charge too much money to do it, and I'll give you the roadmap to do it yourself, okay? Even if it's, yeah, that hour-ish of optimizing, and then you spend 10 minutes a week on it, right? In terms of posts, like, it's just too expensive to pay someone. A physical address is essential if possible, right? So I'm going to show you what that means in implementation. But you can do a service area or you can do an exact address. If you can put an exact address and a service area, that is what we recommend. Some people are like, I don't want to put my home address. I want to put, I don't know, whatever address. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that you have to do it, but you will probably rank higher if you have a physical address. And again, I'll show you some examples soon. Updates are an easy way to stay active in the eyes of the algorithm. Okay, we're all going to post one today, like I said, and your competitors are not doing this. I actually, even people in the academy that have been around for a while, I'm always stalking their pages, and then I have to message them and say, hey, you haven't posted an update. I'd say 95% of businesses, even in the academy, don't do it. So no one's doing it. It's a really good way to be active on Google. Okay. Set your hours to 24/7, have a good voice message if you're not open 24/7. Do your automated texts, all that sort of stuff. If people get upset with you, they probably won't, by the way, then yeah, change it back, whatever. But if you're open and someone is searching for you at 9 p.m. and you're open and your competitor is closed, even if they're a shift worker or something, they will probably, you'll come up over them. Okay, so some people feel a bit funny about this. Haven't run into any problems. If you do, change it back, whatever. But truly, Google is trying to match the person searching with the best option for them. And if they're searching at 10 p.m. because they work funny hours, then you want to be open. Okay. Use as many keywords as possible. So like I mentioned a few before, the services that you do, your trade name is of course one of the most searched things, suburbs, areas, stuff like that. Including when you add a photo. You know, you can rename a photo. It might be like you add a photo to Google and you rename the photo, like back end, no one can see it, but it might be like, I don't know, plastering or painter Newcastle, painter like electrician Newcastle, whatever. If you Google like trade name and then your suburb, and then you see what photos are coming up in Google search and then businesses around you, that one of the reasons is because that's what they've done. So it's a really easy way to be SEO friendly, is just rename your photos, okay? Because you got to upload them anyway. Get listed on as many directories as possible. It's going to improve your SEO score, right? I'm going to show you how to do that in implementation, but there's lots of free local directories that we can get on, okay? Lots and lots and lots of them. It's really easy to get listed. And it all links back to your Google page, right? And review collection, I've already gone into that, but number one way to get reviews is on site. Okay, that's it. It's on site, it's in person, and you can follow up if you need. All right. So, all right, let's jump off here.